Welcome back to Colbertradio.com, live streaming across the World Wide Web and the internets through the series of tubes that connects you to your computer. We are back with our
What the hell is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Sorry, go ahead.
I started that tube thing again.
That's a Ted Stevens thing. You never heard that? He thought the internet was
Senator
a series
Ted
of
Stevens?
tubes, or you can't just load it on trucks. It was an inside joke from the show.
Yeah.
George Sherman, damn it. Anyways, that's an old throwback joke too. John
George Sherman. Yeah,
John knows what I'm
Wait,
talking
he thought William Tecumseh Sherman. They kept calling him George Sherman.
Yes.
Every time I Sherman's March to the Sea.
We were like,
You guys are
George Sherman.
George Sherman. I'm like,
And the history professor over here is like, who is George Sherman? We're both like, Sherman's March. And he's like, that was William Tecumseh Sherman. And we're like, don't interrupt us with your facts. We're busy arguing.
Yeah, it's just, you can't.
It wasn't even political.
You can't let facts get in the way.
Now have a good argument. No,
That's
hell
right.
no.
Well, anyway, do your review.
We are going to cover some movies here. I went and saw a wonderful date movie with my wife. It's called She's Out of My League. Stars this really skinny guy. I don't know.
So it's about your wife.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah.
Out of my league.
Especially since I started this show.
They're all out of our leagues. Let's face
It's
it.
true. We don't deserve it. And whoever Brooke Fox winds up married to, you'll be out of his league as well. You're quite welcome.
I'm not getting married.
Whoa! That is a whole other segment. But I digress. She's Out of My League is first of all, let me go ahead and say this. It is a great movie, and it is incredibly funny. It is R-rated, so I want to give you a heads up. It has some very adult humor in it, but it's not as offensive as, say...
The Hangover?
It's not as direct as The Hangover.
I'm sorry, The Hangover was freaking hilarious.
The Hangover was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious.
I thought I was going to die.
But it was,
at one point, I stopped breathing. I was like...
The end of The Hangover was so unbelievably offensive.
Yes.
Had no business. Those photographs had no business being on.
Of course not.
I'm sorry.
But
oh my God, Brooke Fox! I'm telling you.
That was great stuff. That was
I'm telling you, dog.
It was gold. You know
Your
what?
dog's not going to come up and bark to you anymore.
But see, here's the thing: The Hangover was directly in your face about it. As soon as the movie starts, it's like, this is what it's going to be. Very R-rated comedy.
It did have its moments. I agree.
She's Out of My League. You've seen all this stuff before. It's not a romantic comedy in the Julia Roberts sense, but it is very, very, very well paced. I mean, you never get bored in the movie. There's always a new joke rolling around to keep you interested, or something's changing up, and there's a couple
sort of like this show.
Yeah, there's a couple of good plot twists thrown in there
us all over.
for good measure. The only caveat I give you is that it is, of course, R-rated, and there are some things where it's like, I can't even describe it to you, and I would never go see this movie with, like, my in-laws. However, my wife and I went and agreed. We agreed to go see it together, and as an adult, comedy movie, it works very well for what it does, and you'll be surprised by how well done it actually is, even though the jokes are very sophomoric in the movie as well. So,
it's really true what you say though. There's certain things that I'm just not comfortable watching with you in the room.
No, that's absolutely right, and the reason for it being is because I don't want you to see me laughing at it. Because that implies
that was wrong with him.
Yeah.
Is that
that guy's married to my daughter.
Is that including naked people having sex?
Yes, that's definitely one of them up there.
No, they don't. No,
we don't watch.
That's a myth.
Yes, it doesn't happen.
Never.
How do you feel about watching naked people?
Will you please stop, sir? I am begging you for the sake of my comfort in this house.
Brooke, while someone else is in the room, how do you feel about?
Well, I'll tell you a funny story.
Whoa! Okay, hold on. Whoa! We have time in the segment for Brooke's story about being in the room.
We will make time for Brooke.
Yeah, go ahead. No, please.
No. I was living up in Maryland. My dad was up for a visit.
They are kinky in Maryland. Okay. Yeah, the
terror
rapins.
We went to the movie theater, and everything was sold out. So we went. Right. We were like, okay, we'll go see this movie.
God,
here it comes!
Oh yeah.
You'd think by the title we would have figured out what it was going to be kind of weird for a
Lord,
father and daughter. Sex and Lucia.
What the hell?
It's
was this an independent foreign flick?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I knew it.
We're sitting there watching the movie.
How European.
Yes.
We're sitting there watching the movie, and then it finally comes to the naked sex scene, and you see full frontal male. My dad and I were like sinking down. We're like trying not to. It was very uncomfortable.
A level of discomfort.
I do that every time I see full frontal.
Now listen,
right? Yeah.
Listen, if your dad had not been in the room, here's the key question: had not been in the room, would you have been rolling your eyes and sinking into the chair?
Probably not.
Oh, there we go.
I'm willing to bet with her father around, she's a little more reserved about watching something like that.
Not really.
I understand that.
Well, no, but you wouldn't be sinking into the chair if your dad wasn't there.
Well, it was just so funny.
Part of the sink into the chair is the fact that your father's in the room. Part of the reason I went and saw She's Out of My League is because I knew my in-laws were safely sequestered in the movie Cop Out.
You didn't at any point go, my eye, my eye.
Did you see the movie in 3D?
My eye.
No.
Okay.
You know, you got a movie that's one-eyed anything in there, you know you got a problem.
Whoa!
Yeah. All right, well, listen, I went and saw Cop Out.
Yes.
Tracy Morgan, Bruce Willis.
Very funny.
Very funny film. A wonderful film. One of the best cop movies in the finest tradition of, you know, funny teamed up
I love
cop
Bruce.
movies. Like
Bruce the conservative.
what was that one with
48 Hours?
there was 48 Hours.
Lethal Weapon?
The Lethal Weapon.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The one with Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal. They played cops in Chicago. I can never remember that
Great
movie.
movie.
It was a great flick.
Like 1978 or so.
Something like that. Well, this is in that vein, that tradition. It's one of the better things Bruce Willis has had come out in a long time. God knows a lot better than that stupid 12 monkey thing.
Yeah.
You'd think if they had 12 monkeys in a movie, there'd be a joke in there somewhere. I kept watching. So, where's the funny stuff? Where are the monkeys?
Did you say monkey?
It's
Pocket
pocket monkey. Pocket monkey.
Which one of the 12? You know, the movie was directed by Kevin Smith, who was a big Bruce Willis fan ever since he was a kid.
Was he?
So it's no wonder he gave Bruce Willis a great treatment. In the
Well,
movie.
you know, Bruce Willis, even you remember from his, what was it, Moonlighting was the TV
Yeah.
series? He always was very good with repartee. You know, piss off, you red-nosed bastard.
Yeah, well, Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay.
That's what made
Okay.
Die Hard so good, is that it was so funny. Die Hard was very entertaining.
Was that? It's just, he's very good. He's good in this too. And Tracy Morgan's wonderful as a cop who's jealous and thinks his wife is cheating on him.
Good.
And he just can't do it. And they pick up this one guy, and you'd be surprised some things that happen to you because you're like, oh, I really didn't think they would do that in the movie. And because there's this one guy they pick up who steals something that belongs to Bruce Willis. I won't tell you what it is, but he really needs it back. And he's got his
Viagra.
And this guy, he's listening to the two guys talking, Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis, about, you know, whether or not his wife is cheating on him. So this guy starts saying all sorts of stuff to Tracy Morgan, and Tracy Morgan's getting really worked up, and he would just he'd toss out these initials, and you'd think it'd be like, you know, ATM, automatic teller machine. You go, no, and then he would tell you what it stood for, and it had something to do with Tracy Morgan's wife, of course, and he just kept getting more and more worked up. It's a great movie.
Oh my God!
All right.
It's a lot of fun. I give it 4 out of 5 palmettos.
Nice.
I'm not doing this halvesy stuff.
I'm doing the halvesy stuff because...
You give it 4 palmettos and a frond. What do you think?
Sure, 4 and a frond.
Did
Four
you
and a
know
frond?
Tracy Morgan is insulin-dependent diabetic?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
He
that
almost
either.
lost his foot. That's what
Really?
Mhm.
Wow.
Well, let me tell you, he was really terrific in
He
this
might be
film.
the only person who would
And
actually
he's
be funnier
finally
on one foot.
He's finally starting to hit a stride. I always wonder why Tracy Morgan didn't like hit it big, come out Saturday Night Live. This movie is going to propel him. He was terrific in this
Now,
film.
who's the blonde guy, the other guy that was in that movie?
Sean William Scott.
Sean Williams Scott.
Very
He's a
funny
funny guy.
Very
physical-
funny guy.
Very
AKA
physical guy.
Stifler.
He's the one that's given
Tracy Morgan the business.
and he was
Yeah.
absolutely wonderful in this. Anyway, those are our recommendations for those films. We'll be right back. We'll do the political, and
Sure.
then we'll do the closing. Don't forget, I want to mention some things from the email and for the next show for the 22nd. We'll be right back
Okay.
at Colbertradio.com.